All right, on today's video, I'm going to do some polishing. I'm on my Maritool. It's an 8-inch flat lap. I usually use the diamond discs. Let me get a diamond disc over here. So here's one of the diamond discs. So I usually use the flat diamond disc to do my polishing, but I found these pads, and I've seen people use the angle grinders and the wet polishes with these little pads, right? These little things that you see. This is a 3000 grit one that goes on like an angle grinder to polish rocks. So I figured I'd try them, see if I could get them on my flat lap to fit my flat lap. So I found these online. These are Amazon. They're conifer 7-step wet diamond. I think they were 59 bucks for the set. You get all of these. You get a 50. You get a 50 plus all of these. So it goes all the way to 3,000. And I'm gonna put it on my flat lap, and I'm gonna try them. And, I've already tried them out. Actually, they work really well. But I'm gonna show you all the process I do. Again, I usually don't do very many instructional videos. It's not my thing, but I've seen people do other stuff, and I don't know if Jared on currently Rockhound did these pads on a flat lap. I'm not sure. He usually does a lot of cool stuff and experiments, which is kind of why I like some of the stuff he does, besides all the stuff he's into. But anyway, so we're gonna give this a shot. Let me give me a second. I'm gonna set this up. I won't show every step of the way because that'll bore everybody to death. So give me a second. I got to put the water in the thing, and we'll get started. All right. So one of the tricks you can do, and I've seen this on other channels. Library Dave will show it too. Is you want to take your stone once you have it cut and sort of flat. Take your stone and mark it with a Sharpie. Mark lines going both ways, horizontal and vertical. And what that does, it shows you, make sure you got your stone flat before you move on to the next step, right? 100 grit's gonna take the 100 grit's gonna take the longest. These come with a 50 grit. I don't like to use 50 grit. It puts too many deep scratches in there. And really, when I use diamonds, I don't use 100 grit either, because unless I have a lot of material to take, because it takes a lot longer to remove all the scratches. So let's get the water set up. Get some water going. I will tell you, I don't run this thing fast either. So I run in this probably this is about a quarter speed on the Maritool that I use. I'm only using, here, let's move the camera a little bit, I'll show you. I'm only using a quarter speed. So you can see it goes all the way up to the other side. So you don't need a lot of speed. I will tell you, I will highly recommend you use water on every step, although some of them they say don't. But anyway, you kind of just put it on here. It's not very noisy. The pad's the noisiest thing. The machine's not very noisy at all. And once you get past the first grid, it gets way quieter. So, and again, I move the stone around. I try to move it in circular motions. I try to cover the whole pad so you don't wear the pad out in one place. And basically, I just keep spinning like this, right? And we check the progress, and you can see this one's pretty flat, because you can see, look how it wore most of those marks I made already. Now you can see some saw marks up here, right? See all those saw marks? That's going to take a lot longer to get out. But you can see it's fairly flat. This one was a pretty good cut. Sometimes when you cut a new saw, it doesn't give you a good flat cut. So we're gonna polish this one. This is going to be pretty. I mean, obviously y'all know, who watch my channel, that's Moss, right? I love this stuff. Anyway, all right. So once I finish the 100, I'll pull y'all back in, because again, I'm not a fan of the high speed, fast forward stuff. It takes you just as long to upload a 4K video like that. The YouTube actually takes a lot longer. This whole polishing process will probably take half an hour, 45 minutes. It just depends on how many scratches you have to get out in the first step and then the second step. So, and then it goes real quick after that. All right, I'll cut y'all back in as soon as I'm finished the 100 grit. All right, I just finished the 100. It actually went really quick. You can kind of see how it's all flat. You can see right here, this is going to give me the spot here, and you got a spot here, some voids. But anyway, pretty good. Not a lot of super deep scratches the way I like to see it for the first step. It looks pretty good so far. So let's go for this 200 grit. So now we're going to go with the 200 grit pad. We're going to put it on here and get started on that one. And again, these pads aren't really designed for this machine. I have an 8-inch, this is 7-inch pads, so there's a little room. I did that purposely, and I didn't really look for 8 inches. But anyway, so tighten it up. Let's start the water. Again, we'll get going. And again, only put it on about 1/4 of the power of the machine, because you really don't need tons of power to do this. It works pretty well. So again, 1 round 2. I don't put lines on it after the first one because I already know it's flat. You can already see it what's starting to happen here. The ends are always a problem. You always got to watch some of your corners because the way you put your stone down, you can, so I usually will have a problem on one of the ends because I am not an expert. So again, it's usually a problem for me on one of the corners. So, all right, we're gonna do the 200, and once I'm done the 200, I'll move on to the next one. Okay. Okay, I'm still on the 200. One of the things I wanted to mention too is you don't have to apply a lot of pressure when you're doing this. You want to spin it, like I said, trying to cover the bulk of the wheel. And the most difficult part is determining, on the scratches. Did you take all the scratches out from the previous grit? So you're kind of looking for uniformity in your scratches and making sure none have deep grooves or, because again, when you get to the 3000 on this, they'll show up. So again, you need to dry the stone off, and then you can angle it in the different lights, and you can, let's see if I catch it on camera. See, it's still wet right there. You got to have it dry. The stone's got to be dry. And when you can angle it, let's see if I can pick up some scratches. I don't know if the camera will pick up the scratches. Because each one, you're removing scratches with each level, right? You're just removing the previous level scratches. It looks like I might have a deep one right here. Not too bad, but anyway, that's the gist of it, right? So the secret is really the grit you're on. You need to make sure you remove all the scratches from the previous grit. So if you made deep scratches with the 100, you got to do it a little longer in the 200 to get the scratches out, right? And then you keep going. That's the real secret. All right. So when I switch to the 300 or the 400s next, I'll let y'all know. Bye. All right, we're ready for the 400. Gonna line it up and put it in there. Another thing too is, like I said, the first grit's always like when you form a noise level, you get more noise on the first grit. But like that 200 was nowhere near. It's so quiet. I mean, so this is something, again, this is set up on my table here in the living room. I'm just sitting here in my condo doing this, not disturbing any of my neighbors, Anyway, we'll get that sucker going. Here we've got the stone. You can see some of those little scratches from the 200. This grit should take it off. You hear how quiet that is? I'm not muffling that or anything. So again, all right, I'll let y'all know when I'm done this grit and moving on to the 800. All right, just finished the 400. Moving to the 800. 800 on here. I'll show you the stone, how it looks so far. It's starting to get a little shine. You shouldn't really be seeing any deep scratches in your stone once you finish the 400. That's the hard part, right? Because sometimes you might have to go back to, so you can see some scratches right here. I'm a little concerned about those. I don't think they're going to come out. So, but the good news is, if I get to the end, to the 3000, and I don't like it, I can start back over to 200 and move up, right? So this is what I'm talking about. You see the ends here. The ends are always problems when you're trying to do a flat one. Because again, when you put the stone down, it's hard to put it down exactly flat. So if you put it down on an angle or like this, it'll abrade, you know, those ends a little more, and you won't get a good polish. But anyway, all right, so let's get started on this one, and then once I'm done this one, I'll show y'all the next step. Again, the stone's already starting to get a little shine, not a lot, but it's already got a little shine to it. You know, not a lot, but it'll get much brighter after this one. So, all right. All right, just finished the 800, going to the 1500 now. So now's when you're really going to start getting a good polish on there. And really, when I'm done with the 3000, I like the 3000 on these. Wait till you see it. I mean, to me, it's for flat polish and specimen, I think it's just fine. I won't hit it with the ceridium. I do have a ceridium oxide disc that goes on here as well. Not from this, just from my diamond disc that I usually use. So let's look at the stone, see where we got so far. So you can see it's starting to get more of a polish, right? You can see a few little scratches in there. I probably should go back and take those out. But now you can also see the stone's got more pitting in it, right? So those pittings, pieces of rock can break off and scratch your finish, which is a huge problem. And again, I'm having a little problem right here on the end. This is like I said, the difficult spots are here. We'll see how it comes out. If not, again, the good news is there's plenty of stone. I can always start over, right, if I want to. This process is going pretty fast now. I mean, probably 5, maybe 7 minutes max on these. They don't take long at all. All right, so I'll catch y'all back in when I'm finished the 1500, and then we'll move to the 3000, and we'll be done. All right. All right, just finished the 1500. We're going to move it to the 3000. It's coming out pretty good. I'll show you the stone. Let me line this up in a second. And the stone's coming out pretty nice so far. It's got a pretty high polish already, but it's looking pretty good. I'm really pleased with these pads. They're doing a good job. So again, here comes. We'll do the last grit. I gotta wipe this stone off. It's got water streaks all on it. Our water here is very hard. There's lots of minerals in it. Okay. All right. So we're going on with the next grit, and after I finish this, I'll show you all the final product. All right. All right. So I am finished. I don't want to try to blind y'all. Let me do it real quick. There you go. You can see it's mirror polish. I don't want to blind you with the light, but it's got a mirror polish on here, and it came out awesome. So again, I'm trying to get it to where it doesn't blind anybody, because it is very highly polished. These things did an amazing job. I'm just going to tell you. I think they were either 59 or 79. I think they were 59. I have to go back and look. I got them off of Amazon. I wanted to try them on the flat lap. They're way more forgiving than the diamond disc, I'll tell you that. The flat steel diamond disc that I showed you earlier. You come in on a 100 grit on a wrong angle there, you're going to mess your edges up big time on your rock. So again, overall, really pleased with the finish on here. Here you can get a better, it won't blind you as much. It's got a mirror polish. Ceridium might give you a little more of a shine, but the 3000 for a specimen that's going to sit on the shelf, it's plenty polished for me. I really like it, and it was pretty easy. It went, again, after you finish 100, it goes pretty quick. I don't know if I try to make cabochons with these. Again, I don't know how long they'll last. You can see the sides. They got, if that's diamond grit all the way through there, these should last a pretty good while. I will tell you, when you break them in the first time, there's a coating on top of here, so a little waxy coating, so just beware of that. But for the price, I mean, it's way cheaper, because the pads for the machine, that, you know, for like the Maritool or even the other one that everybody else uses, it's way expensive. I mean, they're like $200+. I want to say these were $60, $59. They might have been $79. I don't think they were $79. I think they were $59. But anyway, they're 7-inch pads. Here's the label if you want to look it up on Amazon if you're interested. But I'm not affiliated with any of these people. Maritool AM. This is the equipment I use. Again, I don't do advertisements or anything like that. This is just my honest opinion. But I think it came out awesome. I think the stone came out awesome. And again, if you're looking for a more economical way to polish stones, this thing worked really good. I'm really pleased. So, all right, y'all keep on rocking, and I'll see y'all on the next one.